we had in this committee on Venezuela, which was 2 years ago, we discussed the disproportionate impact that the humanitarian crisis is having on women in the country who have been forced to flee. And since then, health indicators, including infant and maternal mortality rates, have continued to decline. As you pointed out, Ms. Escobar, women are, a high percentage of the women are subject to sexual assault. They're also obviously vulnerable to human trafficking and other abuses. So you've talked about a number of the initiatives that we have to try and help address that. But can you talk about how helpful you think it might be if we had a fully operating Office of Global Women's Issues with an ambassador to that position who had been approved, so that we could help address some of those disproportionate impacts on women as the result of this crisis?
Thank you, Senator, and for your commitment to girls and women across the globe. As you said, women are disproportionately affected in these crises. The Venezuela, it's clear on sexual trafficking, but also just the humanitarian needs, because they're the ones taking care of kids. It is a big part of what we do and the lens that we take, and I would support, as you suggest, any additional support on elevating this issue.
Ambassador Nichols, do you have a view on that?
Thank you, Senator, for your leadership. The issues around gender and women, peace, and security are vital. The confirmation of Dr. Gupta, the President's nominee to lead the Office of Global Women's Issues, I think is vital. And as we work in the department on these issues and the broad range of issues, having Senate-confirmed people in these positions imbues them with an authority and a power inside our system and internationally that no matter how talented an acting career officer is, they cannot match.
Thank you. I really appreciate your explaining the difference in that way, because as we look at the number of nominees who are still pending in the Senate, it's really important to remember the difference they could be making for that very reason. Not because they're necessarily any more talented, but because that official moniker gives them added credibility. One of the things that I think has gone mostly unnoticed over the summer is the Russian-backed war games in July with forces that participated from both China and Iran. And can you discuss what the regional implications are of that, and to what extent we ought to be paying attention? That's not something the Armed Services Committee has talked about, as we've talked about war games that are going on in other parts of the world. Again, those have not gotten the attention that some others have.
Thank you, Senator. The presence of Russian forces in Venezuela, Nicaragua, the relations between Venezuela and Iran serve to promote instability in our region. They seek to be provocative. They seek to interject the conflicts from other parts of the world in our hemisphere, and we watch them very closely. We coordinate with our allies on them. I've had conversations with colleagues across the interagency on this issue. I note that our superb Southcom commander, General Laura Richardson, has been traveling extensively in the region and talking about our positive vision for security cooperation. Secretary Austin participated in the Hemispheric Defense Ministerial in Brazil earlier this year to further that message about a positive vision of democratic security cooperation. And we'll continue to watch with vigilance the activities of Russia and others in Venezuela and Nicaragua in particular.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Haggerty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'd like to start with you, Assistant Secretary Nichols. Good day.